Welcome UNLV students to the Shotokan Karate Studies program. In today's class we're going to be going over an advanced class and we're going to be focusing on the kata Bassai Dai. So this is one of my favorite katas actually to perform, and this is one of the katas that between Bassai Dai and Kanku Dai, these are the two katas that really showcase what Shotokan is. Without these two katas, there's no way to achieve black belt without understanding what these two katas are and how they're performed, the bunkai associated with them. There's really no way that you can achieve a higher rank in Shotokan karate. So that said, you guys know how I like to warm up, pretty basic, all right? So if you need more warm up than what I'm doing here, please pause the video and do your warm up to the extent you feel you need to warm up. Other than that, let's go ahead and bow into class and we will start with our basic warm up. So from Shizentai, Surachi, ready? Yoi. Pulse. Alright, so let's start off with some just swings with our body. Opening up our spine. Looking back behind you as you do this. Very dynamic in our warm up. Very good. Arms out to the side. Cross. Back across. Open up our chest. And over. And again. And I'll come close to you. We'll warm up our wrists. So start here. And out here. And here. And switch hands. And down. And out. And down. All right, very good. Let's go ahead and stretch out our legs a little bit. So feet wider than shoulder width. Good, just like this. Just flex here in position for just a few seconds. Bouncing, again, not static. Good, let's go down to the right. In the middle. And left. Back to the middle. And right. Middle. And left. All right, let's sink down to the right. Bouncing on our left heel. Very good. All right, turning into a deep right Zenkustachi stance. Pushing the knee out over the toes. Turn that into a runner stance or a runner stretch. And back to center. This is a long Kibidachi stance, right? We have our feet parallel, moving, pointing straight forward. Again, just flexing here. Just a second. All right, go down to the left, balancing on the right heel. Turn that into a long left deep Zenku Dachi stance. Push that knee out. Turn that into a runner stretch. Good. All right. Just do some heel to glute. All right, let's do some jumping jacks. Ready? Hajime. Each. Knee. Some. Yo. And go. Yame. Good. All right. Good. Warm up. Good enough. Warm up. All right. So as I said, we're going to focus on Bassai Dai. But again, just as a warm up, let's go through and perform Heian Shodan. All right. So Heian Shodan is our first kata, basic kata. Let's just get ourselves into the mindset that we're doing kata here. I'm not going to go by the numbers. You're going to do this at your own speed and pace. Not looking for power and speed here. Just looking to go through the kata properly. All right, so go ahead and get into a good place, into a good position. We'll go through protocol together. Subach, right? Yoi. Announce kata. Heian Shodan. And Hajime. Hey! Hey! Give it a moment to finish up your kata. And yame. All right, so let's focus on Bassai Dai. So we're going to go through some sections of Bassai Dai. I'm not necessarily teaching you Bassai Dai, right? You already know this kata up to this point. We're just going to go over some of the finer points and talk about some of the bunkai, or how you would actually put some of the moves into a practical application. So let's go back to the beginning where we're here. And the first move of Bassai Dai is moving your right foot to your left as you bring your hands together, cupping your right hand into your left hand. All right. Then we're stepping out quickly. You're kind of letting gravity take hold and move you forward. So you're here and you're kind of leaning forward until you get to the point where you lose your balance. But instead of losing your balance, you're stepping forward into kosudachi, right? Into a cat stance. All right. And so this is basically an uchi-uke block, but it is a supported uchi-uke block. So we're here, leaning forward, letting gravity take us, and then stepping into that block. So again, the block comes from the side, just as it would anywhere. Stepping in kosudachi, there's your block, right? And it is a supported uchi-uke block here. Now you're going to look left or over your shoulder as you step back into Zenku Dachi, uchi-uke block, and again, uchi-uke block on the other side. All right, so a lot of hip movement with this kata. I'm going to do this coming straight to you, and then I'm going to go the other direction just again so you can see what we're looking for here in this hip movement. So if you're here at the beginning of the kata, letting gravity kind of take you forward, stepping forward into that kosudachi and that uchi-uke block that's supported. So again, we're here, letting gravity move us, supported block, there. Looking back, cross, block, hip twist, block. All right, so I'm going to do that facing you this time. So we're here. Gravity takes us as we move into that kotodachi. Looking back, block here. All right, look at my belt position. And then here, belt position changes, right? So you're blocking a strike here and then a strike here. Okay, now you're going to look back over your shoulder again. You're moving your hand here. This is some sort of this is in some form a block. As you look back in this direction, bringing this hand, soto uriuke, out to block, and then the uchi-uke that comes underneath. So we'll show you what that looks like facing you this time. So I'm here, and I just performed this block. So now I'm looking back, preparing my soto uriuke with my left hand, and looking back with my right hand extended again in a form of a block, or kind of marking your target, right? Your right leg is going to move across as you turn and execute that soto uriuke, and then that right hand comes back into hikite. Then the uchi-uke here. Right, so again, hip twist is important, right? As you come across and around with that soto uriuke, and then the uchi-uke. All right, so bunkai there is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I think you can understand what's happening here. You're just blocking several times. Uchi-uke and soto uriuke, you have several opponents that you're fighting here in this situation. That's what's happening here. So you step forward, intercepting a strike that's coming toward you. So let's say someone is here and they're moving forward with a lunge punch, but before they get that lunge punch off, you have stepped and you've already blocked it, right? You already have moved forward, blocked that strike off to the side. Now someone's coming up from behind, you're blocking a strike, blocking the next strike. This person is now recovered. You're pointing back to them, there's a strike, you block that strike and blocked again. All right, so, and it may be that you're not blocking two strikes, but maybe you're blocking and then preparing for another. So typically, all right, so if someone were to punch, right, they're throwing a lunge punch, they're standing and they lunge punch, okay, I can block that here and then come here maybe to grab it, all right, because I'm going to move in a different direction. So just because I've done a soto uriuke and I've blocked here, and then the next block is uchi-uke on the same side, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're throwing another strike with their other hand. It doesn't mean they're doing this and then this, so that I blocked here and then I'm blocking here. It could be that I'm just blocking and then that uchi-uke is just moving up to maybe grab or perform to hold that arm in place, opening me up here for other things that I can do, maybe gyakuzuki or another kick, something like that. So again, soto uriuke here and then here, where you may be able to perform a grab or something similar to that. That's what you're doing here in this set of movements here, this first set of kihon movement. All right, it's a lot of blocking. All right, so from there you move into this scoop, right? And that's really what it is. It's almost as if you're someone is kicking and you're scooping to grab the leg. So someone has kicked, right? And you're moving under that kick to grab the leg and maybe sweep them or knock them down. All right, so let's look at it again, just from another position, just so you can see it best. So we're here, all right, so we've gone here. This is the uchi-uke, and so you sweep under, coming up, and then move in with that soto uriuke here, and then the uchi-uke here. All right, and then it's just very similar to what we did here, just at another angle. Right, so we've come across with that soto uriuke and then the uchi-uke, sweeping under, stepping out, soto uriuke, uchi-uke. Same leg is forward, but you're blocking to a different side. All right, so here we went soto, uchi, everything's happening on this side. Here you're going soto, uchi, everything's happening on this side. So everything's happening on the right here. You scoop, and everything happens on the left here, even though your right foot is forward. Okay, just keep that in mind. Again, it's a scoop or a sweep of the leg, then a strike potentially or a block, and then again, as I said before, this could be that you're just holding that arm in place. It could be that you're blocking another strike. So two things are happening here. Soto ryuke, uchi-uke, where maybe you have a potential grab here. All right. So after that, so we've gone here and here. This leg comes back just slightly, and now you're coming back here into shizentai, what I like to call the cup and saucer, where your left hand is sitting on top of your right hand, which is in hikite. And you're coming out, and you're not necessarily marking your target here. This is a vertical shuto-uke, so your hand is vertical here, and then you come with your strike. There's your punch. There's a slight twist here. The hand comes back to uchi-uke, and then again you've wound up, right? You've wound your body up tight to a tight spring. Release. The other punch comes across, and then back again here for that uchi-uke block. All right. So let's take a look at that a little bit in more real time, right? So you've come here with both of these blocks. So now you're up into shizentai, vertical shuto-uke, punch, block, all right? My feet do make turns, all right? It's not just a hip thing here. You're actually twisting your body and giving power to those two strikes. So again, you're from here in shizentai, shuto-uke vertical, punch, block, punch, okay? When you punch, your feet are forward, facing your target, punch, turning for the block. All right, fairly simple, fairly straightforward. Again, someone's coming directly to you, they're punching. So what you've done here is moved the hand off to the side for a block, you're punching, and then they are countering with a strike, you're blocking, you're now punching, they're countering with a strike, you're blocking. Okay, that's the move. The same person is still here as you move now into three shuto-ukes, moving directly towards them. So again, from shizentai here, your vertical shuto, punch, turn and strike, or turn and block, punch, turn and block. All right, and then from here, this foot stays where it is as you step into shuto. All right, shuto, shuto. This third one is very quick because it moves right back into here. All right. So again, let's take a look at that. So from here, vertical, punch, block, shuto. So I said that wrong earlier. So your foot doesn't stay here, right? It does shift. It moves forward for this shuto-uke. All right. So here, here, here. And this one is the quick one. The third one is quick. It's just barely there, and you're stepping back into another shuto-uke. So you're more on the defensive at this point. All right, so you just blocked a strike here. The hand is right here, right? So they've just punched. You've blocked with that shuto-uke. All right, so it's here. And now you're basically taking a hold of their hand. So before we get there, let's just look at those three shuto-ukes again. So I'm going to go this direction this time. So we're here, vertical, punch, block, three shuto-ukes. 1, 2, 3. Third one is quick as you step back into 4. All right. From here, all right, you just blocked. You're grabbing their arm. So this hand is going to move forward as you grab their arm and twist it over and around. Now it doesn't look like that as much in the kata because you're just doing something like this. All right, your hands aren't touching. They're doing something like this, where your fingertips may be in the small part of your wrist here, but not touching. So off to the side, and it's a little bit higher. So it's something like this. Okay. So the fourth shuto, hands up as if you're grabbing and coming around to here. All right. And then your right knee is going to come up into this little triangle here, into this area, this small area that's open here. I'll show you from here. You're here. A good breath out. Knee is going to come up into this middle, striking down with that side kick. All right, good strong side kick and a ki point of the kata. All right, so what does that look like in the bunkai form? So you've done the shuto-uke. This is the fourth one, okay? So me, as your opponent, I've tried to strike you here, but it's been blocked. Now you're doing this movement, right, where you're coming up and around. So what you're basically doing is grabbing my wrist and taking it up and over, so I'm like this now. So I'm standing here like this, and then you're raising your right foot up into that little triangle and kicking down onto the back of my knee, the back of my calf here, the side of my leg, taking it to the ground. That's essentially what that is, all right? So that fourth shuto-uke is here. You're grabbing the arm and taking them down and around, up, ki, and then moving into the shuto-uke facing the other direction. So you're now taking out this opponent, all right? So that's what this kata is about, especially this particular portion, right? This portion of the bunkai, or the application of the kata. So again, let's look at that as me coming to you. This is your shuto, all right? You're now adjusting, this foot moving out, grabbing up and coming around. Your right knee is going to come up into this triangle. You're grabbing that arm and holding that arm tight, pulling as you kick down onto the side of their leg. So again, me as your opponent, I punched, you got blocked. You're now grabbing and twisting my arm down and around. The kick goes up and lands here. All right, so that's taking out that opponent. That's not going to work anymore. Okay, so that's what that portion is now. Now, right after that, your ki point and your strike here, you're moving directly into a shuto-uke. So let's see what that looks like from the other direction. All right, so I'm come here. There's my arm twist, up, kick, and then shuto-uke in this direction. All right, so there's a direct 180-degree turn from where we just were. Okay, so let me look at it again from here. Again, one more time so you can see it. So shuto, up and around with the arm, up, kick, shuto. Okay, followed directly by another shuto. Okay, now you're coming back here to open up the next portion, right? You know that this portion is. So let's talk about what this could possibly be, or the potential for what this could be. Someone is, so you've already done the kick, shuto, right? So you're blocking someone. There's a block. They're now, so they punched here, and it got blocked. Now they're gonna punch again, and it got blocked. So as you're moving them back, and they're trying to defend by punching. So you've blocked, there's another block. Okay, so you blocked out to the side here, and now as you're stepping back, you're blocking two age-ukes. So this is a double age-uke block up, and so it's as if they punched, but instead of taking the arm away, they're going ahead and punching again. So both of their arms are out and punching towards you, all right? So again, they punched. That shuto blocked them initially. There's another punch. That shuto blocked them initially. And instead of taking this arm and recoiling it, or it just got blocked, or they can tell it's getting blocked, they're going to go ahead and come around with another punch. So now both of their arms are out here. All right. So what you have done, you blocked. You see that other arm coming. You're stepping back and holding your arms out. This moves this arm up and away, and moves this arm up and away from your body, up over your head, up over their head, so that you can now move in the double Tetsu Uchi on the sides of their body, striking here, moving forward with a punch with your right hand into their chest, again, Chudan Oizuki punch. All right, so that is essentially taking out that person, or at least back them off enough that they're going to stop their attack or halt their attack for a few seconds. That's what's happening at that particular point of the bunkai. All right, so let's talk about it again. Let's look at it again. I'll show you from another angle. So we've just completed our kick, Shotokan. All right, we blocked a punch off to the side. Shotokan, blocked a punch off to the side, stepping back as they come around with their other hand, blocking, up again, knee to Tetseuchi, double to Tetseuchi on the side, punch to the chest, and I tend to lunge forward with that. It's just something that I feel you have a lot more power to do, because once you're here, your knees are bent, you're coming in, striking the sides of their body, and then barely, just barely drawing that right arm back and extending and punching at the same time. Again, just throwing more power towards the opponent. Now, again, as the opponent, I'm here, so I've essentially punched, that got blocked, punched, that got blocked. I'm coming back around, now my arm is getting brought up, away from my sides, blocked out and away, and now you're coming and hitting me here on the sides, and again, a punch in the chest. Okay, so that essentially is taking me out of the fight for a few seconds. This is when you're now turning your attention. All right, so you're turning your attention back to someone coming from the other direction. So I punch here. So now I'm doing a 180-degree turn with a nukete, or a gedan nukete. So here, coming back into manji-uke as we come up slow. All right, manji-uke is basically a double block, or a double high block. It's a gedan low and a high block with your right hand. So let me look at it from here is the punch. Here's your gedan nukete here. And what you've essentially done is gone from being in Zenhusdachi this way with that punch to now being in Zenhusdachi this way. It's just a turn of the stance. So my left leg is going to move to here. So that when I turn, it now becomes my front leg in Zenhusdachi. At the same time, that nukete, that gedan nukete is coming in. So a spear hand to the groin. So you're here with that punch, blocking up with your left hand to protect your face. Gedan nukete comes down and strikes. And it could be a grab here, right? So you could be essentially fingers hard into the groin, the lower, the appendix area. All right, this is a good hard strike with the tips of your fingers, okay, as they come in. Strike, grab, and pull. All right, you could be grabbing their belt, could be grabbing other things, but you could be grabbing their belt and pulling, getting them off their feet, okay? So again, grab, strike, okay, strike, grab, pull, and now you're up and away from that person in this manji-uke. So again, it looks like this. Good high block with your right hand, still in gedan with your left. I tend to, at this point, turn my left foot out so that it's at a 90-degree angle to my right foot as I prepare to turn and strike again. So it's as if someone has grabbed this arm here. I'm here, and I am striking them down and pulling my arm back away from them. Right, landing in a kibidachi stance. All right, so you should be in somewhat of a kibidachi stance as much as possible. I know it's very difficult, but again, so you're here in this manji-uke. Someone's grabbed my wrist. I'm coming up and breaking that grab. All right, and again, in a good kibidachi stance here, you've now broken that grab. Looking at over to your left. Typically, this is a slow haishu-uke, all right? This is just part of your kime of the kata. So we'll see what that looks like here. All right, so you're in that kibidachi, all right? You've broken that grip and potentially struck your other opponent on this side here. And now you're coming with a good haishu-uke, slow and breath out. All right, now that can be looked at several different ways. This could just be a straight block. Or, you know, because it's uke, haishu-uke. It could just be, you're throwing it out there as a block, but it could also just be preparing as you look at your next opponent. Right? You've just completed a strike and a block here. As you look to the left. All right, right hand in hikite, left hand in this haishu uke. As you're now going to kick this hand with your right hand, or with your right foot, you're going to kick your left hand with your right foot as you come up and around. Kick, keep it up, landing in kibidachi, elbow strike, right? Let me turn this way so you can see what that looks like here. All right, so kibidachi, haishu uke, kick, elbow strike. Now come 3 gate-on blocks. 1 with your fist just above the insert of your elbow here. 1, 2, 3. All right, and they're out at an angle somewhat. Again, this could be someone kicking, right? So you've just landed that elbow strike, okay, as it's coming around. And the elbow strike is not you hitting your elbow with your hand. Your elbow strike is you grabbing the back of their head and pulling the back of their head into that elbow. But typically whenever we do the kata, or anytime you do this pretty much, anytime you do this elbow strike, you do hit your hand into your elbow, but it's as if you're grabbing the back of someone's head and smashing that elbow into them. All right, that's what that represents. So again, strike here, and now they're kicking, okay? Maybe it's a different opponent. Maybe you just landed that elbow strike to someone, all right? That has come around, you've grabbed my head, smashed that elbow, I'm now out of the fight. The next person comes in, or maybe they're standing off to the side, kick, blocked, kick, blocked, kick, blocked, right? Because elbow, block, 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 all right? You've now blocked 3 of their kicks, or 3 of their movements toward you, okay? So 1, 2, 3. Now you're transitioning into Zen Kutsudachi. So what does that transition look like? All right, you're standing here in kibidachi. 1, 2, 3, right? So this is your third. Now your hands are going to come together in that teacup position, but at the same time, you're going to turn both of these feet so that you're in a Zen Kutsudachi stance. So here, hands come here and feet turn. Okay, so again, kibidachi, you're here, hands come here, feet turn. Again, you're here, here. Okay, here to here. And here you're going to execute the Yamazuki mountain punch, U-punch. There's several different names for it, but it is a Yamazuki. So your hands are here, and then you're moving into that upper and lower punch. All right, so it's kind of a head punch and a low punch at the same time. Punch, punch. Then you're coming back here, feet come together. You're teacupping, right? So your right hand is in hikite, your left hand teacups. And you're raising your right foot this time and executing the Yamazuki here. Is that correct? 1? No. So you're raising your left foot first. So you're here. All right, left foot comes up. And this is several different ways to do this as well. So it's either Mikatsuki Geri, so it's either a crescent kick, an outside to inside crescent kick. So you're either here and you're doing this, where you're kicking something out of someone's hand. Let's say they had a knife or something like that they're holding out in front. You're raising that left foot as it kicks and knocks that out of their hands, and then the double punch comes. So it's here, and you're doing Mikatsuki Geri, kicking that out of their hands, and then comes the double punch as you come back. Right foot now does the same thing, kick, Mikatsuki Geri, and this is done in Zen Kutsudachi. All right, so it is every time here. And imagine there's a center line. All right, there's a center line that you're standing on. So we're here. Their center line is always there. You come up, your foot lands on that line, the punch is in that line. Okay, you're back. Or sorry, now you're back to this side. Up, your foot lands on that same line, but both punches land in the same line. Now you're back to this side. Same thing again. Left comes up, landing on that line, both punches land in that line. So always imagine that that line is straight in front of you and everything is happening on that line. It's one line, right? So I don't want you to, a lot of people will tend to do something like this where they'll come up and then they'll go this direction and then they'll come up and go this direction. It's one line. It's one line, okay? Always keep that in mind. It's one line that you're punching on, that you're landing on, that you're doing everything on. And then going back to the Mikazuki Geri, I don't do the kick. I don't do the crescent kick. So I do a leg check, all right? So when I'm here, I'm taking my knee and presenting my shin, all right, to my opponent, okay? It's as if they're kicking and I'm checking that kick. I'm intercepting the kick, right? So as it's coming up, I'm doing my leg check, and then there is my mountain punch. I'm back up here again, leg check, mountain punch, comes back, both feet come together, leg check, mountain punch. All right, so that's my interpretation of the bunkai at that point. It is, in my interpretation, it is not that Mikazuki Geri where you're knocking a weapon out of their hand or even kind of kicking them off guard if they had a punch out and you're kind of kicking that arm off to the side and then the double punch. I'm presenting it as a leg check. So they kicked, they didn't get the kick off because I leg checked them. Now they're standing here wide open with no hands up, and that double punch can land in their face, arm, their face, their head, any of this upper area, and again here in the side, or the stomach, or the liver. Right, so that that mountain punch comes in. Okay, so that's my interpretation of that particular section of the kata Bassai Dai. All right, let's go into this final section. So you've landed all of your mountain punches. You're finished with all of your leg checks. So you're here. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, on this third one, your right leg is coming around, and there's a block and down. It comes up, around, and down. The next one comes in as well, up, around, and down. And many interpretations of this, again, is kind of a sweep. It could be a sweep knocking someone off their feet, that pickup portion of what could potentially be the kata. So I'm going to turn my back to you just because when I make the turn, I'm going to be facing you. So we've done our 3, 1, 2, the third one comes in here, swing it around, 1, and then this other one comes sweep, up, and down. Right, so it's not just a quick uchi-uke, right? It does come around, down, around, up, and it is a strike. It's not an uchi-uke block. All right, this is a strike that comes down. Okay, so think about that whenever you perform this in particular, that you're not just pulling out a quick uchi-uke block and then an uchi-uke block. All right, this is around and down, around and down. Okay, it is down. It is not to the side like a block. Okay, so let me just come a little bit closer to you. Let me turn back again this way. So the double hammer, 1, 2, 3, up here. Your feet are going to come together, stepping out, around, down, again, sweep, around, down. Okay, that is that section in particular. All right, so again, it's around and strike down. Then you're moving into 3 Shotokan. All right, these 3 Shotokan are very specific in their direction. Okay, so I'm here, I'm flat, I'm facing you, I've done this. Now I'm moving at a 45-degree angle. So basically where my belt is pointing, all right, in this hanmi, that's where my shuto is going. So I've landed this, and now I'm going to do my shuto. There's the shuto. Actually, I took the other foot. Yes, it is. So, all right, so we've gone here, here, This foot, your left foot, is going to come to your right foot as you execute that shuto in this direction. All right. There's your shuto uke. Now you're rotating the shuto uke. All right. I'm looking here, but my shuto is being executed here. So I'm here. My right foot stays along the ground as much as possible. Rotating the feet. So I'm still in the back stance. My shuto uke is still performed with the same hands, not moving, not re-performing it. It's just moving. So it's here. All right, I'm readjusting it and looking to the left and then performing it there. All right, so again, you've just completed that strike. Your feet are going to come together as you perform that shuto uke. Rotation of the shuto uke. And then shuto uke in that direction. All right, so again, it's not a step, don't step. So when you perform this shuto uke here, you're not doing this. Okay, don't step. It's here, it is a smooth turn, and then execute it the other direction. All right, so that's the entire kata, right? That is the kata Bassai Dai. All right, there's some of the bunkai I've thrown in there for you so you can kind of understand what you're doing with some of those things. I know I was really kind of touching on what I feel like are the points where some people have trouble understanding why am I doing this? I don't understand this break, this, and this. They don't understand this portion where you're coming up and around with your hands, and then that kick. All right, so these are just some of the points that I like to point out again to help you get through the kata, because in my opinion, whenever you're doing kata, you should be imagining the fight. You should be imagining what is happening, what is occurring during that fight. At some point, you would probably be able to put some of these things into practice, but because you've been able to study kata and you've been doing kata for so long, these things kind of fall into place automatically, right? So some of the things that I've been teaching you, some of the kumite, is pulled directly from kata for this particular thing, so that when someone is coming up to you or picking a fight or you're having to defend yourself, you're able to easily understand, you've done a shuto uke, now I'm going to take and grab this arm and twist it down and around, and now I'm going to come up and kick down, and then I'm going to look around. I'm going to take an assessment, right? Is there anyone else around that I need to engage, or am I completed with this person, and now I can run away? All right, now I'm done with the fight. So these are just simple things that, if someone is standing here and you're ready to fight, and they go to throw that punch, you just step back with that shuto, grab that arm, come back around, kick, taking that person out, and now you're looking around to see if there's any other threats. Again, that's exactly what kata is for. It's all about being able to put it into practice very quickly and understand, oh, I just did that subconsciously without really having to think about it, because it came from me doing kata over and over and over, which is why we practice so many different katas in such a variety, with a lot of different forms, a lot of different kicks, blocks, etc. Some focus on various things, like Bassai Dai, for instance, focuses on that hip twist, right? That when your hips come here and then out, up and here, and then again coming up with those kicks. The double blocks, right? Coming around with that, swinging that soto uke here, swinging that soto uke here, and then blocking it here. All right. A lot of that is easily put into place because if someone were to come at me and throwing a punch, I can step over, block it, and then grab it. Right? It's not necessarily me going, I'm going to step, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. You see that punch coming, and it's block, block. And it doesn't necessarily have to be soto uke. It's just, I'm going to tap that arm to get it out of my way, and then I'm going to block it to make sure it's out of my way, and then I'm going to grab it. And then I'm going to come in and kick to the inside of their stomach, inside of their groin, the legs, things like that. Again, putting into practice the things that we're doing over and over and over throughout our studies. Okay? So, that's Bassai Dai. We're going to do it a couple times because we have time and because I want you to be able to practice it as much as possible. So, let's go through it slowly. All right, and then we're going to get progressively faster. We'll change it up whether we're doing power and speed or whether we're doing it just for the effect of the kata. So first off, we're just going to go slow. All right, I'll count it out for us as much as I can. So don't go at your own pace. All right, kind of listen to my cues for what's coming next. I'm just going to say everything and count everything. I'm not going to say the actual kihon technique that you should be doing. But if you need cueing, just look at the screen, see where I'm at to make sure you're at the right portion as well. But you're an advanced student at this point, so you pretty much understand the kata, know what the kata is. You should be able to follow along pretty easily. So we're starting here. We'll go through protocol together. Inchi sentai, sudachi, rei, yoi. Announce kata, Bassai Dai, and yame. Coming up here, gravity take you, block, each, knee, some, shi, go, roll, sich, hutch, ju, each, knee, some, shi, each, knee, some, shi, oh, sich, touch, each, knee, some, shi, oh, each, knee, some, shi, go, roll, sich, touch, ju, each, knee, some, shi, do, rook, sich, touch, ju, and yame. Os. Very good. All right, so that was the kata, Bassai Dai. All right, take a second to adjust your gi. I'm going to take a second to adjust mine. Os. All right, so that is the kata Bassai Dai. All right, and it was done with some power and some flair. You can tell by my voice when things were happening, the speed at which things were happening, etc. The force with things were happening. So the two ki points, just want to point those out to you one more time. There's two ki points. The first one is that kick here, that's a ki point, and the last ki point is the end of the kata. So after you've done this shuto, you've rotated it to here. This is your last ki point here. This is your last ki point. It's the last move, the last kihon technique of the kata. That's your last ki point. That's what I'm looking for there. So those two ki points, and then kime. Kime is important. So after this ki point, stay in this position. Relax. Drop your shoulders. Wait, count 1 to 3 seconds. Draw your foot back to your right foot and get back into that very beginning position that you started with, cupping your right hand in your left hand. And then your hands come out together, stepping out with your right foot. Left foot to right foot as you bow. And left foot goes back out. All right, so again, that is the kata Bassai Dai. All right, so let's go through it a little bit slowly this time, all right? I want you to think about each technique as you go through it this time. Again, we're not in a rush, we're not in a hurry, and I'm not gonna call it out. So I want you to go at your own pace, but I want you to move slowly and with purpose. Think about each kihon technique as we go through this together, all right? I'm gonna try to do this from a slightly different angle. Hopefully I don't run out of room, but I'm gonna come directly to you this time. All right, we're here, we'll go through protocol together. Sudachi, rei, yoi. Bassai Dai. And hajime at your own pace. Give you a few minutes to finish your kata. Not a few minutes, but a few seconds. Yame. Alright, so again, going through the kata slowly, going through the kata with purpose, going through the kata and thinking about each technique as you go through it. Thinking about, I'm blocking here, right? I'm coming around with that soto ryuke. There's the block, his arm moved over to the side, I'm blocking again. Now I'm finished with this person. I'm going to sweep here, blocking here, again here. Finish with that person, moving here. Getting ready to attack the person coming straight to me. Punch, block, right? So again, just thinking methodically about going through the kata, it's very good for you to be able to do that. It's a form of meditation. It is definitely a form where you're forgetting about the outside world for a little bit, all right? You're forgetting about, some homework that you have to do, a paper that you have to write. What are you going to do for dinner tonight? Those are things that are completely out of your mind at this point, and your only focus right now is the kata and how that kata is being performed and what each move in that kata means, right? Whenever you're performing that shutokan that you just blocked, and now they're attacking you again, and you're blocking again. All right, and then you're coming around with that, grabbing that arm. That Shotokan has blocked them. You're grabbing that arm, taking it around, down, imagining what their body would look like at this point. Bringing that knee up for that kick. All right, these are all things that should be going through your mind. And this is your focus. And this is your meditation. And this is your breathing. And this is what your body is doing. And your body is tuning into all the things that you're thinking about, all the things that need to be done in order to get through this and finish this encounter, finish this kata. All right, so again, one of the things I very much enjoy about Shotokan karate is you're being very active, but at the same time you're being very meditative. All right, karate, a lot of it takes place in your mind. It's a very mental thing. All right, so that said, let's just keep on going. Let's keep up with the kata again. We're going to do it at least 2 more times. So let's get back into a good position. Go through the kata again this time with speed and power. All right, so I'm not saying rush through. I don't want you to rush through it. But I want you to think about it in a faster pace. All right, think about being in a Steven Seagal movie, a Scott Adkins movie, and a John Wick movie, right? And they are speeding everything up by like 1.5, right? So instead of being speed 1, it's 1.5. Just a little bit faster than normal. going through the kata, making sure you understand each movement, going through it rather quickly with power. All right, so I want you to pretend that you're actually going through this. These punches should be hard. Your ki points should be hard, all right? You should be announcing those ki points with enthusiasm and power, as if you were doing it in real life, right? All right, so in Shizentai, adjust my gi again, my apologies. All right, protocol together. Mr. Dutch, right? Yoi. And now it's kata Bassai Dai. Speed and power on your own. Ready? Hajime. A few seconds for you. I'll turn and fix my gi. Yame. Good. All right. I'll give you a few seconds to adjust your gi as you listen to me. So again, that was done rather quickly. Okay. Speed and power, but proper technique. Okay. These are all various ways that you should practice each one of your kata, okay? So, let's do a breathing exercise just to bring ourselves back down. So, feet shoulder width apart, breathing in, out slow, come up onto your toes or the balls of your feet when you come up, breathing out as you go down. Again. Try to slow each one slower than the previous. One more. Yame. All right, breathing is back to normal, pulse is starting to slow. Again, these are ways that you should be going through each of your kata, even Heian Shodan, which we're going to go back and do it again. But again, going through it methodically and then going through it with speed and power. These are ways that you should always go through your kata because you want to understand how you move when you're doing it methodically, when you're thinking about each technique, as opposed to when you're going through with speed and power. It should pretty much be the same, but you have to do it slow in order to be able to do it fast. You have to do it slowly and properly in order to do it quickly and efficiently. So these two things go hand in hand, but you can't do one without the other. All right. So even though we go through kata at a relative pace, I don't want to say that it's slow, at a moderate pace, you should be able to go through it quickly as well, so you can execute it quickly. You're not going through kata to go through kata slowly. There's certain things that we do in kata that wouldn't look right if you did it fast, or you wouldn't look right if you did it in normal speed. So I encourage you to go to YouTube and look up bunkai, right? I'll put the word up right down here so you can see what that word looks like. But so that you understand, typically what they'll do in competition is there'll be three students or three karateka that will come out together. And in unison, they will perform the kata. Right after that, they will perform the bunkai of the kata. So they will perform, they'll take turns. One student will be the attacker, or two. One student will defend or counterattack using the kata. And then it'll switch to another person, and the other two will still be the attackers. One person will again defend and attack or counter using the kata. and then they'll go to the third person. And that's typically how a competition is run. And it's very interesting and it's very fun to watch because then you actually see the kata being put into use against another karate student. And it makes so much sense and you really get a lot more out of it whenever you see something like that taking place. All right, so let's go through the kata one more time before we close with hand shodan. So again, this time I want you to do it how you want to do it. This is your call. All right, do you want to do it with speed and power? Do you want to do it with going through it slowly and methodically? Do you want to go through it at a normal pace that you would do for a competition? All right, so you make the choice of what speed you want to go through it. All right, if you want to match with me, I'm going to do just regular, exactly how I normally do the kata if I were doing it for my family that came in to watch me perform kata. I'm going to just go through Bassai Dai. I'll still have enthusiasm, obviously, because as you should in a competition, but I'm not going through it super fast, and I'm not going through it very slowly and methodically. All right, that's how I choose to do it. You make your own decision. Let's start from the beginning together. Ready? Musubadachi. Ready? Yoi. Bassai Dai. At your own pace. Hajime. I'll give you a few seconds as I turn and adjust. And yame. All right, hopefully you were able to get through your kata there. If you're going through it slowly and methodically, hopefully I gave you enough time. If you're going through it with speed and power, you most likely finished before I did. Okay, so very well performed. Hopefully you got a lot out of going through Bassai Dai at a slower pace today and understanding some of the bunkai potentially that can be used in this kata. All right, so let's finish up going through Heian Shodan. We're gonna go through it twice. The first time, normal speed, second time, slow, as our cooldown. All right, so coming back, we're gonna go through this together. Normal speed, I'll camera it out for us. All right, ready? Musubadachi. Ready? Yoi. Heian Shodan. Hajime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yame. Os. All right. Should have finished right with me. Again, that's a good moderate pace to go through the kata. Not too fast, not too slow. As a cool down, we're going to go through that kata together slowly. Okay? This time I will count again, but the count will be much slower than it was just now. All right? So let's get together in Shizentai. Yodachi, Sudachi, right. Yoi. Hian Shuran. Ich. Ni. Son. Shi. Go. Rope. Sich. Hutch. That's my mistake. Keep going. Cute. And turn each. Knee. Some. She. Each. Knee. Some. She. Each. Knee. Some. She. Yame. Os. Alright, hopefully you kept going there. Many of you most likely noticed my mistake. After turning here, I decided to punch instead of agayuke rising block. Hopefully you kept moving at the proper technique, the proper kihon there. I did the 3 agayukes before making your turn. Alright, so I was too much in my head at that point. Didn't have my proper mushin, my no mind at that point. I wasn't focusing on the kata. Again, that was all my mistake. So I'm going to do it again. All right, let's do it one more time. Ready? Sudachi, right. Yoi. Hian Shuran. Ich. Ni. Son. Shi. Go. Rock. Siege. Hutch. Q. E. E. Knee. Some. She. Go. Roll. Siege. Hutch. Each. Knee. Some. She. Yame. Os. All right, thank you UNLV students for joining me for this class today. I very much appreciate it. Hopefully you got a lot out of, again, going through the kata Bassai Dai at various speeds, understanding the bunkai potentially, how the application could be put into practice, and understanding how going through it at different speeds helps you learn and greater understand each movement within the kata. All right, let's bow out of class together. Shizentai. Sudachi. Right. Yoi. Os. Thank you all for joining me. My name is Justin. We will see you in the next video.